Our first witness is Dr. Angus Dalglish. Dr. Dalglish is Professor Emeritus of Oncology at City St. George's University of London, where he has pioneered the immunotherapy of cancer. He is known for his work on HIV and cancer and received the Joshua Lederberg Prize in 2011 for his work developing cancer treatments. He has been the principal of the Institute of Cancer Vaccines and Immunotherapy since 2000 and a consultant in general medicine, immunology, virology, and oncology since 1986. And by the way, these are very abbreviated biographies. I mean, each one of these individuals on both sides have much larger biographies that you should take a look at, but I forced them to abbreviate it. Dr. Dalglish.
Thank you very much for asking me to give evidence on this. I'd just like to point out that I have done, as you say, I've been in cancer immunotherapy for over 3 decades, and I have made big advances in the treatment of cancer with immunotherapy. So this sets the scene that I became aware in early 22 of my patients who'd been stable for years, mainly melanoma patients. They'd had several different types of immunotherapy. And in 6 weeks, I saw 6 patients relapse with melanoma. They'd been stable for 3 to 18 years. They felt well apart from the relapse. And being investigative, I asked, what was the thing that was common? And the thing that was common is they'd all received a booster vaccine from their general practitioners. Now, I know that these cancers are totally controlled by the T-cell response, so I immediately suspected the T-cell response was being perturbated by the cancer. And initial investigations show that this was likely to be true. However, there was then a paper published by some doctors in Madrid, which, and I quote, the paper is called "The Evidence of Exhausted Lymphocytes After the Third Anti-SARS-CoV-2 Vaccine Dose in Cancer Patients." I mean, this was absolutely staggering that they showed across hundreds of patients that you get this T-cell suppression. Hard on the heels of this were then numerous reports that following the booster vaccine, we were getting IgG immunoglobulin switching, so you converted the immune system from being aggressive, fighting invaders, to one of tolerization. So therefore, the immune system was tolerating the cancer, and this was the reason that we were starting to see it. However, it is important at this stage to say that we were getting reports after I first reported this of other cancers. And my initial observation that this was all due to T-cell suppression started to fade into the perspective that other actors were at work with the vaccine, as it were. Colorectal cancer was being reported by my patients, by my fellow surgeons, as presenting late, stage 4, not stage 1 or 2, and early in patients in their 20s and 30s and 40s in a way that we have not seen before. And then in my own practice, as I was looking for patients who'd had other cancers, I noticed that they too had had booster vaccines, and I list them in my report. They go from everything from the common cancers, from breast, prostate, etc., and all the way through to some really unexpected ones, including glioma, and more recently, hematological malignancies. Now, looking at the literature as to why this could be, and I'm involved in 2 big publications. One's been accepted prior to changes, and this shows that there are remarkable at least a dozen mechanisms where messenger RNA can insert into the DNA and activate oncogenes, and more importantly, and especially the long term, they can suppress the suppressor networks, which means if a cancer is starting to evolve, it would normally be maintained, controlled, and this mechanism is being prevented. And the number of people who've shown this is quite enormous. So as an oncologist, who I'm starting to see that it's not only my patients now, it's people I know really well who are going down with cancer, and they're going down more aggressively, and the treatment is not working nearly as well. And I'm used to people saying, oh, there's no evidence that cancer's increasing and that there's anything to do with the vaccine. But I can assure you from the patients that I have seen that many have seen a dozen doctors before. Not one of them has ever asked the vaccine history. So, of course, they see no evidence. And my full detailed research into the messenger RNA vaccines, and I was on the scientific board of a company claimed to be the messenger RNA vaccine company for 5 years and left 8 years ago. So I know a lot more than the average clinician. And myself and others feel that there is no way you can control this technology, and its use for future vaccines should be banned, and the COVID ones stopped now.